Hey YouTube, this your girl Denise, and today I want to talk about the article that actually posted on CNN yesterday. Let me make sure I get the title right. I think it's called "Can I Touch It? The frustrations with natural African American hair." Basically, this article was written by Lisa France from CNN, and it kind of as a source story, or kind of as a, I guess you would call it. Yeah, it's kind of as a source. They kind of talk about this lady in this story named Tamara Winfrey. And basically, Tamara Winfrey, she's a blogger, and she actually wrote this story about this like back in 2009, like 2 years ago. But she was telling about, I'm going to just read you what it says. Tamara Winfrey tells a story about being in a chain restaurant with her husband when their names were called for the table. Just as the customer rose to go, a middle-aged white woman standing nearby reached out swiftly to touch Winfrey's hair, which was at the time styled and twist. She missed by mere seconds when she was going to grab my hair as I walked by. I turned around and she said, "Oh, your hair is neat." It just floored me because who does that? Just reach out and touch strangers. And basically just go on in the, I'm not reading the article, but the article talk about that it seems to be common that strangers try to come up and touch their hair. Like natural hair, our hair just attracts stares, curiosity, comments, and occasionally people who just want to have a desire to reach out and touch it. And also Tamara talks about in the article a little bit how a woman tried to touch her hair and actually told her, like, "Are you serious? I can't touch your hair." And the quote they got here saying that she said, "Because my black ancestors may have been your ancestors' property and they had to smile while they got touch in ways that they didn't want to, but I'm not your property and will never be so. So you best move your hand away from me." Now that quote right there, of course, I read Tamara's response to this article because she said that she was being misquoted. That quote she didn't say to the lady. She just told the lady no, but the lady did tell her, like, "Are you serious? Why can't I not touch your hair?" And she's like, "No, you can't touch it. I don't know you," basically. And the lady went on to call her all kinds of bitches and, like, I always try to be nice to them and all this stuff. Like, one of the people that think, I'm saying, like, "Oh, since I'm being nice to you, you should let me do whatever I want," type of people. But let me just go on to the whole, the meat and potatoes of the thing. What I feel about people want to touch my hair, I don't really want people to touch my hair. I can say, if you come to me right, like this scenario, it's like, "Hey, your hair is so pretty, like, it's so pretty." I've never really seen a lot of people, black women wear their hair natural, and especially like this is another person of another race. Cause black people, we know how hair naps feel. And I was like, yeah, I know it's not really common. She give compliments. She come and give compliments to me like, "Oh, your hair is so pretty, blah blah blah," and everything. She sound like she's really legit curious. And they're like, "Oh, do you mind if I touch it?" And I was like, "Sure, I don't mind." Like, especially my hair, if it's wet or anything, I'm like, "Oh, don't touch it because it's wet." But what it used to get me, it don't really happen now year 2, but year 1, I remember it'll be like my hair I could be sitting there and somebody's like, "Oh, Margaret," like they say, "Hey," and I guess they want to touch my hair because they're just curious, and it'd be wet, and they be like, "Ooh, it's wet," or they get like, "Ooh, it's dry." Like, they always get like these compliments, like, just get these little side compliments that I really do not appreciate because I knew my hair was wet. I mean, I didn't tell you to touch it. Like, the people who don't ask to touch it, or if they do touch it, they just have like negative things to say. That's what I don't like about it. I really don't. If I just did my hair in like a really fancy style or something, I kind of really don't want you to touch it. Sometimes, like, if you start touching it, I'll be nice. I'm probably sitting there smiling, but inside I'm cringing up like this. I'm just like this on the inside. Like, "Why are you touching my hair? You don't need to touch my hair to see my hair," and everything. And then plus they can also miss the comment once. I know she didn't mean no harm. I just had to Kinky curly hair, and the lady I stayed with, she's like, "Oh, like, it looks so good." It's like the first time I actually used King Curly, and it actually came out nice. The curls popping and everything. And with King Curly, you're not supposed to touch. You're supposed to, while it's wet, you do not touch it, so it can dry like that. And she was just like, I guess when she does the hair, she kind of separates it out. She really don't let the curl kind of link together. So she was just sitting there in the middle of my hair, separated out, and I was like, shit. this not gonna be frizzy as hell. And like that's what I'm saying in my head. It's like this gonna be frizzy as hell. And she's like, this is so nice. And she kind of did it for a moment. You know, just sitting, cause I was laying down, tying my shoes. I don't know why I was bent over. Like I was sitting down bent over, but she was just touching my hair, and I was like, oh my goodness. But I don't. But back to the response to the article. I can see the need. You if you've never been around African American hair, you may see the need to want to touch it. But I just want to go up and I don't see if you don't. Why would you want to really go up and touch around hair? And if you do, don't be offended if we tell you no. Honestly, I realized too right before cause this is the second time I'm filming this. I realized I had a slick curiosity of how dreads feel, like locks. How do they those feel? I mean, I never had my hair locked. Even when in this state, when I twist it, I mean, I know how my hair feel in twists, but I knew twisting locks was probably different things. But I never really rolled up to my friends trying to touch their hair, nothing. I mean, only time I really ever touching my friend's hair if there's something, excuse me, if there was something in it. And you know, you don't want to walk around people with paper or just random dog hair in their head or anything. So I usually get that out. But when I do it, I'm gonna go like, oh, let me get that piece of paper out your head and just attack their hair. No, I never did that because I mean, like my friend, his beautician like, don't let people get all in your head. So I knew shit how he was. So he was like, he wouldn't let his mama touch it. Like every time she come, he do like he was doing the Matrix, because you just don't want a lot of hands in your hair. You don't know where their hands been. They could just scratch their butt, pick their nose, have some food particles in it. You don't know what they're doing, where their hands been. They want to touch your hair, and they just come up to you, just want to do that. No, that's not cute. That's not nasty. Go away. That's really what I'm thinking. Like, don't. But if, like I said, if you do come to be nice, I might say yes. But that's nasty. And then really back to my thing about the dreads. I didn't really touch a dread until my friend Didi, she was going off to the National Guard. And we didn't know if she could have her dreads in the National Guard. So her mama was sitting there trying to take one down, and I mean, got to the point she cut it, and I was like, ooh, when she cut it, I was like, ooh, let me touch it. I always wanted to touch it, and I touched it. I was like, ooh, it felt like a rope. That's what I said. You thinking now it probably sound mean, but I was so happy. I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like I was acting really weird, but I just never touched, because you know I never touched dreads, but I didn't walk around trying to touch every dread every person with dreads, how their hair, how I feel and everything. But you know, I really made my point how I feel about people touching my hair. I really don't like it, but if you be nice and ask, I might let you. But I really don't like people touching. You should ask. Don't just come up to people and ask your hair. And it seems like, I don't know why people just think they have, like, according to this article, and then I read like responses, it seems like it happens a lot that people think they just have a right to your hair, like they walking by, they could just reach out and touch or something. Like, no, put it down. No, you don't do that. And on top of that, this lady talking about she getting emails from people talking about, oh, you being insensitive and stuff. She probably trying to be nice to you. Hell no, she wasn't trying to be nice. After she told her no, she got mad. What? No, that is not unacceptable, I must say. But anyway, I'm gonna keep on chugging on. Just ask. That's all I gotta say. So, ladies, if you tell me about your experience with people trying to touch your hair. If nobody ever touch your hair, would you let people touch your hair? Would you let strangers come up to you try to touch your hair? Even your friends, would you let them come touch your hair? So just leave a comment below about it. Also, don't forget to like this video, thumbs up it. And if you're not already a subscriber, just go ahead and click the yellow button right there. It's free. So thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.